On day 3 of deliberations, a 6-person jury found Marvel star Jonathan Majors guilty of assaulting and harassing his former girlfriend. Now, in a stunning reversal of fortune for the once rising star, Majors reportedly has been dropped by Marvel Studios.
In a surprising turn of events following a 3-week trial and 2 days of jury deliberation, Jonathan Majors, known for his roles in Lovecraft Country and Creed III, has been found guilty on charges of misdemeanor assault and harassment.
A rising Hollywood star, Jonathan Majors, has been found guilty of assault and harassment charges. The 6-person jury returned the verdict after about 5 hours of deliberation over 3 days. The high-profile trial took place over 2 weeks.
The incident took place in March 2023 in New York during a reported domestic dispute with his then-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, resulting in a fractured finger for Jabari.
I think what we saw was a very damning portrait of what was going on.
Dominic Patton, senior editor of Deadline, says Majors' career will likely come to a screeching halt.
This is really going to render his career, at least for the short term, DOA. He had already seen himself being dropped from a number of projects, as well as by his publicists and management earlier this year after the incident in March. And now I think you're going to see him being let go from the Marvel Universe.
Fans were shocked by the initial charges, given Majors' public image as a soft-spoken and sensitive figure during his successful rise through Hollywood. However, the subsequent court process revealed a darker side, unearthing multiple allegations of abuse, domestic violence, and a history of allegedly controlling and aggressive behavior. The verdict came less than a week after Manhattan Criminal Court. Judge Michael Gaffey released a cache of evidence, including video footage of the dispute, a 911 call made by Majors, photos of Jabari's injuries, and an audio clip from a separate incident in 2022. The video showed Majors lifting Jabari and forcing her back into an SUV during the altercation.
The jury considered jaw-dropping evidence that included this video of Jabari on the floor of a walk-in closet inside Majors' Manhattan apartment. There was also this moment of him pushing her into the back of an SUV after she read a flirty text from another woman.
Facing up to 1 year in jail, Majors was acquitted on more serious charges of intentional assault and aggravated harassment. The verdict is likely to mark the end of his critically acclaimed career, and Marvel Cinematic Universe dropped him from all upcoming film projects following the controversy. Majors, a lifelong Army brat, found solace in theater during a rough adolescence, eventually earning critical acclaim for his role in 2019's Last Black Man in San Francisco. His career was on a constant ascent until the March 25th incident, when a fight broke out between Majors and Jabari in a car after a night out in Brooklyn.
Especially since he's such a high-profile person, so big in Hollywood, an up-and-coming actor, so they really want to release as much evidence as possible.
His story broke to the public through TMZ, reporting that Majors had received texts from other women, leading to a confrontation with Jabari. Majors called the police the next morning after finding Jabari unconscious at their home. Upon police arrival, they observed minor injuries to Jabari's head and neck, leading to Majors' arrest. Accusations flew between legal teams as they awaited a trial date. Majors' attorney claimed he was the victim, citing Jabari's alleged recantation, video footage, and witness testimony. However, the prosecution disputed these claims in October 2023, confirming Jabari's injuries were real and accusing the defense of attempting to manipulate the appearance of a retraction. Court proceedings unveiled a previous alleged domestic assault against Jabari in London in 2022, with the district attorney obtaining a police report and medical records. While few details are available, the incident could further implicate Majors in a pattern of abusive behavior.
Do you really go, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan?
He then tells Jabari that she needs to emulate 2 iconic women.
Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama's wife.
I know, I'm not, I shouldn't have gone out. I'm sorry.
The verdict not only marks the downfall of Majors' promising career, but also deals a blow to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which had planned a significant phase around Majors as the villain Kang.
But I saw how it ends. When you touched my mind, so I took control. What did you see?
A monster.
Even in a recent series of interviews with Rolling Stone, a concerning narrative unfolds about Jonathan Majors, the acclaimed actor known for his roles in Lovecraft Country and Creed III. The interviews delve into a history of alleged abusive behavior spanning over the past decade.
Now, the article makes sure to let us know that all of the sources are anonymous, fearing career repercussions and personal retribution from Majors. One person who worked with Majors said, "My only response can be that I am silenced by an NDA that he had me sign." They were talking, so this article just goes into a pattern of alleged physical, mental, and emotional abuse that dates back a decade to Majors' time at Yale, where he was involved in physical altercations, and continued to the sets of his movies and TV shows, where production members raised concerns over his treatment of crew. So of course he denies it.
More than 40 individuals, including those who knew Majors during his graduate school days and Hollywood career, as well as his romantic partners, were interviewed for this in-depth investigation. The accounts paint a portrait of Majors as a complex and, at times, unpredictable individual. Many sources describe him as charming, yet capable of swiftly shifting to a cold demeanor.
No, she was very clear. I'm almost a pastor, and she was very clear about safety. You know, she would say, no drinking, no drugs, no sex. Every time I left the house, no drinking, no drugs, no sex. To get on the plane, to go to college, I had to say no drinking, no drugs, no sex before I went through security. This has happened my entire life. But the drinking was a thing, and she always said, baby, just make sure, you don't worry about, watch your cup, watch your glass.
To protect their identities, all sources requested anonymity, expressing fears of potential career repercussions and personal retaliation from Majors. Some even claimed they were bound by non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, preventing them from speaking out. The reported pattern of alleged abuse extends back to Majors' time at Yale's drama school, where physical altercations were said to have taken place. The accounts also extend to movie and TV sets, where concerns were raised by production members about Majors' treatment of the crew.
When I saw it, everyone, I knew what the responsibility, the potential was, at least. And you do your training, you do your costume fittings, all that. But when it's all done and you put it on, there's no stepping back. Once you've done it, you've done it.
In response to these serious allegations, Majors' attorney, Dustin A. Push, issued a statement vehemently denying the accusations, categorizing them as hearsay. Push asserted that Majors denies any abuse, whether physical, verbal, or emotional, during his time at Yale or in romantic relationships.
He keeps his daughter's mother's identity a secret, but he confirmed to People magazine that his daughter is of mixed race. He and his daughter's mother didn't work out. As of this video, his daughter lives with her mother in Atlanta.
The statement also highlighted that the allegations are based on hearsay due to the unwillingness of the romantic partners in question to engage with Rolling Stone. Most significantly, over a dozen sources collectively assert that Majors allegedly abused two romantic partners, involving both physical and emotional mistreatment.
I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in.
One woman reportedly suffered strangulation along with mental and emotional abuse, while the second described her relationship with Majors as emotional torture. Friends of the women and witnesses independently corroborated details of the alleged abuse, expressing alarm over what they witnessed or were told. Rolling Stone has opted not to disclose the names of the women and specifics of their relationships due to fears of potential retaliation from Majors and his team. The accusations extend beyond personal relationships to Majors' behavior at work. On the set of the upcoming film Magazine Dreams, two production members claimed that Majors physically pushed one person and intimidated another while screaming at them. Executive producers reportedly issued warnings to give Majors his space.
As the jury deliberates, they will consider this jaw-dropping surveillance tape where it appears Jabari is pursuing Majors after a physical back and forth in the SUV over a text he received from another woman named Cleopatra. And then the big moment where Majors is accused of pushing her back into the SUV. The next day is when Jabari is found on the floor of the walk-in closet. Majors called cops when he couldn't get inside.
I banged on the door. I've been at the apartment for about 40 minutes now. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us. They let me in via the handyman.
In the aftermath, cops are seen talking to Majors. They look around the apartment, from the bedroom with the unmade bed to the sprawling living room area. Majors is seen on the phone. Then Jabari surfaces, dressed in a sweatshirt and jeans. She leaves the apartment and is seen making calls on the elevator.
According to another insider, Majors exhibited controlling behavior in his relationship with his partner. A second source corroborates this, revealing that Majors insisted on the woman being submissive to him, dictating everything from their meals to who she could interact with. Several sources indicated that Majors used his influence in the relationship to prevent her from ending it. Another source claims that there was a strong undercurrent of intense jealousy in their relationship. The first source elaborates, stating that Majors wanted her to believe he was indispensable, describing himself as the oxygen in the room, asserting that she couldn't live without him. If she ever considered leaving, he allegedly conveyed that it would be the most foolish decision she could make. So, at this point, are you really surprised?